And now we're on the brink of some NBA history. Russell Westbrook needs just 6 assists to clinch averaging a triple-double for the season. Tonight, the Thunder played the Suns. Against Phoenix this season, Westbrook is averaging over 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists per game. Ramona Shelburne with us now from Phoenix. Ramona, Westbrook against a team which has lost 13 straight. Kind of feels like a fait accompli. Does anyone think this won't happen tonight?
No, this is happening tonight. I think. Well, he's definitely going to clinch 6 assists to average a triple-double for the season. And I talked to everybody in the league about this for the last couple weeks. This has been ongoing, right? It almost felt like he was definitely going to get this the whole time. And I think the record of averaging a triple-double all season long is almost more impressive than the 42 triple-doubles in a year. I mean, averaging a triple-double means that you had a lot where you had 22 assists in a game like he did against the Phoenix Suns earlier this year. And I think, going into this season, a lot of people thought, Russ was going to go for the MVP. Kevin Durant leaves, now it's his team. He's going to step up and go for that MVP. I don't think anybody really thought that, he might go for the triple-double record, right? But would he ever get it? 42 triple-doubles in a year, averaging a triple-double, except, of course, some NBA players.
That's right. Some prophetic tweets earlier, back in July of last year. C.J. McCollum and Austin Rivers sent these out after Kevin Durant announced his decision to leave the Thunder. McCollum said, Russ about to average a triple-double with 30, and some crying and laughing emojis. And then Austin Rivers, on another note, Russ might go Oscar next year. In this era, that would be crazy. So what are people around the league saying now about the significance of averaging a triple-double? Ramona?
Well, I mean, listen, I don't think you'll ever see anyone do this again, and I don't think you'll see Russell Westbrook do this again. I mean, the unique set of circumstances that led him to have a season like this, where Kevin Durant leaves, and the team that has been built around Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook being together now only has Russell. So he's got to step up and elevate his game in all different areas, but the Thunder after this year will start to build this team more around him to complement his skill set, where he doesn't have to do all of this. I've talked to somebody close to the Thunder who essentially said, enjoy this season while it happens, because I don't think they'll use Russell this way, and I don't think he'll be able to have another season like this. And so this is one for the ages, David. And I'm excited that I'm here tonight to watch it happen. One, just to average the triple-double, and also to see if he can pass Oscar with that 42nd tonight.
Right. He was so excited when he tied him with the 41st. Such emotion coming out of Russell Westbrook, somewhat uncharacteristic. Yeah. All right, so say it happens tonight. He averages the triple-double. That's a really tough one for MVP voters to ignore. Does he wrap it up by getting this done?
Yeah, it's interesting because, I'm one of those voters. And, I was listening the other day, Kevin Arnovitz, one of our great writers, that said, I'm like an undecided voter at a diner in Ohio right now with the MVP race between James Harden and Russell Westbrook. But, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was probably thinking LeBron James because of the way that he had carried the Cavs with all their injuries. Then last week, I was leaning more towards James Harden because the way he had elevated the Houston Rockets and transformed his game into being a point guard. He's leading the NBA in assists this year. But now with the way that Russell Westbrook has finished in the clutch in the fourth quarter and pulled out so many of these games, especially the last 10 games, that's going to be hard to ignore. And, this is probably one of the best MVP races I've seen in quite some time. I mean, last year was unanimous. It was fait accompli that Steph Curry was going to win. This one, I think, goes right down to the wire. But Russ's performance over the last 10 games, especially his clutch stats, are incredible.
It's hard to fathom that James Harden, with the sensational year that he's having, is not going to win the MVP, but it doesn't sound like it's going to go that way. Ramona Shelburne there in Phoenix for a stab at history tonight as Westbrook goes for the season triple-double. Kerry?